This question was actually from Carlise. And the question was, I'm trying not to master everything at once, trying to learn to break it down, to learn certain areas first, and then moving on to others, but I'm finding it very difficult to do so. Do you have any advice? This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Well, Carlise, it is very difficult to try and master everything. I'm just going to relate it back to when I started to learn Illustrator. Now, I haven't been using Illustrator that much for that long. I use it extensively now, but I had to learn just a couple of moves at a time, make a bunch of stuff with those couple of moves. For example, with Illustrator, because I develop a lot of SVG files for everyone, I found that I wanted to be able to draw curves. And I wanted to do this and that and the other thing, so I wanted a full design at the end. But what I found is if I stuck to drawing the curves and mastered that first, then my output became a lot better. Well, it's no different in Cricut Design Space. What you have to do is decide, okay, I'm going to work with shapes to start and see what I can do with the square and how I can manipulate it, and then add a circle and a star to it. So you're playing with the shapes. Don't do anything else except create them, size them, move them around till you're very comfortable with it. And then you can take a couple of the shapes and then move on to doing other things like slice, and then just play around with slice for a while. Now, I know it sounds like, oh, but that's not really producing anything. The truth be known, you can be producing at the same time. So you can try out some of your slicing that you're learning all about and put it on a card. For example, you could have a card out there and put a star in the center in the front and have it slice out of the front of the card, and you'll have a great looking little card, and then you can decorate it the way you want, but you've started with sliced. Then up the game a little bit and try a couple of slices, a slice out of a slice. Try to make a stencil from it. So just doing those one at a time is absolutely the best way. Don't try and get into projects that require so much knowledge that you're going to get lost. Try and find things that are going to be able to give you that step-by-step, one small piece at a time, so you can master it. I know a lot of our courses and a lot of our summits, we try to focus on one new thing per project, and that is the absolute best way to do it. This has been the Creative Crafters Podcast, and your questions answered.